Wow, dude.
I'm Tuesday until 8:30 for the calendar.
Wire cutters on the pipe. Your QR codes are great. AliExpress let me pick out $100 worth of gear from their website for this back to school sale. They may have paid for the gear, they didn't pay for my verdict. Some of it is pretty legit, some of it's not. The sale's up till the 26th. Let's jump right into it. So I chose 4 categories that everybody needs, whether you live in an apartment or in a house or in a mansion or in a bunker in the backyard. So let's check them out. A multi-tool. And honestly, this one's really legit. First thoughts are this is very robust. Feels very heavy with all these bits. And the machining is very nice. It's just a good looking tool. The holes on it, I don't know if that's for cutting weight or just for aesthetics. And look at the machining on these bits here. So definitely super nice. Let's open her up. Opens up smooth. Oh yeah. Snaps back on you, so that's good. So on the inside, ooh, I like this bit. A nice little extender, Phillips. Have a seatbelt cutter, that's nice, love seeing that. And we've got a bottle opener. We've got some scissors. We got, ooh, looks like a saw on that side. We have our knife. And on the other side of the file, there is measuring tape. Oh, that's nice. Well, that's pretty much everything you would want with an entry-level multi-tool. So the Leatherman Surge goes first. That's the control. 4 times the price, 25-year warranty. Same nut, same torque. The DL10 does it just as well. Wire cutters on the pipe. Kind of feels like the DL10 made a cleaner cut. Recessed screw. The Surge has an extension for the bit driver, and it's the reason I bought it. I honestly don't know another multi-tool that has that, except now randomly this one. Okay, let's try out the saws on a board. Same amount of strokes, even playing field. They both did great. Extension cord. The Surge needs 2 passes. And the DL10 also, but it still feels a little cleaner. Packing box. The Surge got caught at the end. Did you see that? The DL10 did not. And the scissors went through this thick cardboard like it was butter. And this is a 2000 lumen flashlight for under 25 bucks. It comes in 2 versions, a 5K and a 6500K. And later on, we'll see exactly why you should probably get that 5K version. This glow never turns off. But guess what? 7 clicks, gone. The clip's actually pretty stiff, which is what you want, right? USB-C, so it charges off the same bank as my phone. And it fits in the palm of your hand. And honestly, then this is the part that matters most. It also has a battery that comes out. A standard cell, 10 bucks, but it charges on any charger, especially the one that I own. I would say that's probably 30 yards. All right, Olight Ultra first. Let's try the Sofirn. It's got 7 different settings. So let's step up. And then it's got a turbo. Hey, that's actually not bad at all. It's got a nice flood, plus it's got a nice throw all in one. AKA it's got a spotlight, plus you can see around the spotlight. Let's check out the Olight again. So you can see that this turbo, the throw isn't nearly as good. The flood's pretty good, but there's 0 throw. It's just, honestly, the Sofirn seems like it's better. Let's do a side by side. Okay, we're gonna do Olight on the right and Sofirn on the left. Full on, full on. Oh my gosh, it's not even close, bro. Look at the Sofirn. Olight, Sofirn. Wow, dude. For that price point, what is this, like a quarter of the price? It's not even really close. Okay, let's run one more test. So the theory is that if you let it go for 30 seconds, that it immediately steps down. And so it's quoted at, say, 1,000 lumens, and it really might bump down to 1,500 or 1,000 after 30 seconds. So let's figure it out. Sofirn for 30 seconds. Every test I read online about this light says it steps down hard at 30 seconds. Mine didn't. 46 seconds to be exact. You see it there? It stepped down again, right before the 1 minute mark. That's honestly better than the published numbers, and I'll take it. 2,000 lumens is still a marketing number, but what you actually get is light that stays useful longer than the internet said it would. And an emergency radio. And I know the radio nerds are already typing in the comments, why didn't you get the Baofeng? The Baofeng's better. Well, they're pretty much the same price, and that Baofeng, however you say it, is a legit radio, and it's got a track record. But people write software for this, and that's a completely different beast. We'll get into that later. So this is gonna start off in channel mode. To move it to frequency mode, we're gonna hit the function button. And then we can hit number 3, which puts us in frequency mode. And then we can scroll through any frequency, and we can also scan all the frequencies. Importantly enough for us beginners is that if you put function and then NOAA, number 5, it immediately brings you there. And you do have to push this to listen.
On Sunday, August 16th.
This is working inside of an apartment. Let's go check out this antenna and see where it works. Interior, no windows. This is the worst case scenario for a radio. Let's see if we can hear anything.
Tonight, through morning, marine layer clouds will continue for the coast and lower valleys.
Smack dab in the middle of a parking garage. Let's see if it works.
Saturday, clear. Lows are mid to upper 60 advisory for the Calibancan.
Not great, but you can still make it out. So the typical advice is throw away any stock antenna and replace it with an aftermarket one. But everything I researched said that this stock antenna is actually perfect for NOAA weather. I don't know, that it just sits right in the band or something. So let's try it out and see which one works better.
Welcome.
Advisory has been issued from 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time Tuesday until 8 p.m.
Pretty clear. We're gonna upgrade to the Nagoya 771. This actually fits my Baofeng, but also fits this. So let's check it out. Installed, turn it on.
By the National Weather Service in Oxnard, California, and transmits from the tower on Mount Lucas in the San
To
Diego.
me, it sounds the same. Interesting, right? So there's actually a mod for this radio that people sell online. Maybe we'll cover that in another video. But you essentially have to open up the backing that's glued together, solder some stuff, and reprogram it, and then you get shortwave radio and some other goodies that are actually pretty cool and stuff that Baofeng can't do. Real quick, I just wanted to touch on this so you know what you're buying. If you purchase an emergency radio, you have to have a ham license to transmit on it. But you don't need to have anything to listen. And that's what I suggest most people do. Buy one of these, program your channels, or find ones that are already pre-programmed, and listen to emergencies. You've got NOAA weather, you've got emergency evacuation services, emergency traffic. There's a bunch of stuff you can listen to and still stay informed. And this is one I'm actually most interested in. This is an IFAK refill kit from RHINO Rescue. And this is a legit medical device. It's got the CE mark, it's got traceable numbers, and it's even got the EU rep on file. And check out these illustrations. These are pretty legit. Interested in opening this bad boy up. So these are both my IFAK kits. This is the one that goes on my plate carrier, and this is just more around the house. Things go really bad, IFAK kit. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna take out the equivalent gear and we're gonna test them against each other. Stickham's gonna be so happy. I have no tourniquet in my kit. That's pretty disappointing. It says tourniquet right there. Where's my tourniquet? Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Chest vents first. So let's check them out compared to my hyphen vent. This is from North American Rescue, which is probably one of the most reputable companies who make medical gear. So, like any chest seal, you would want 2, right? This is interesting though. I don't know what these are because these aren't real dates. So we're gonna have to see what this QR code is talking about, because these also have instructions, which is nice. But if you look here, there's the date. I believe that's the manufacture date in 2021, and it's only good until the end of the month. So good thing I got some new ones. But this doesn't say that anywhere on here. So their QR codes are bogus. That's kind of a red flag. Hello, the product you purchased is a genuine product purchased by Wuxi Nanxi Medical Technology Company. Thank you for your inquiry. So, I mean, that says it's legit. That's a legit company. I've done my research on them. So, I'll take that. This is the benchmark first. Boom. And then you're placing that bad boy right on the wound. Wound right there. And then you see how old my other one was and how caked on it was? You see how fresh the gel is on this one? That's how it should be. And boom. You're placing that right on the chest. So this does say that it's stainless, made in Pakistan. It's autoclave and it's good up to 290 degrees. And then it is CE certified. So these are pretty legit. Let's just try these out on an old pair of jorts that my wife said I can't wear anymore. Pretty good. No type of markings whatsoever. All right. Okay. I mean, you be the judge. So that comes out real easy, like. Oh, that's coming out real good too. It feels identical. It's got nice padding on it. Looks like it's malleable, so you can adjust it. Put a little pad under there, and you're good to go. About, see what it's talking about. So this is my glove. Works just fine. All right, their emergency blankets. I was looking at these. This looks like it might be the exact same on Amazon. Tell me on the line. Exact same blanket. My trauma wounds dressing is still good for another year, so I'm not gonna bust this one open. Other side towards the wound. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. That's really good. Instructions, ratings, instructions, ratings. This is gonna have a bigger hole, bigger to blow through. Oh, yeah, baby. Tear's good. Pretty sticky. I give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, let's check out this triangular bandage. I don't have one of these. Rubber band and clothespins. Sick. Bro, it's a giant bandana. But try to tear it, and you can't. Okay, that's mine. This is theirs. I would bet you money that these came off the exact same assembly line. Just like the emergency blankets. Okay, now it's the moment of truth. We've gone through everything, we've tested it, we've seen what works and what doesn't. Now we decide what makes the cut. Let's go from right to left. Flashlight. Wow. I was very impressed with this. What is this, $22? And this definitely blew away a $100 flashlight. No question about it. The flood and the throw were impeccable. It only stepped down after 1 minute, and that was a slight step down, and then stayed bright all the way up to 2 minutes on turbo mode. Slightly warm, but not too hot to touch. For 20 bucks, this is probably one of the better flashlights I've ever tested. So yes, this passes the test, and this will probably go in my car or go to the wife. This is a valuable flashlight. Multitool, holy cow. I just remembered the price. This is going for $13 online, $13. This Leatherman Surge, which I think has the exact same amount of tools, was like 150 bucks? Bro, if I was buying a multi-tool right now, I would buy this 10 out of 10 times. It's not even close. It's honestly like a clone. Like, I don't want to say that it's a generic Leatherman, but it's a generic Leatherman. The weight is the same, the design is the same, they look and feel and function the same. $150, $13. Yeah. So that wins a spot. Now, the radio. So the radio is legit. I think this was 22 bucks. It's about the same price as the Baofeng. They pretty much do the same thing. I would say that if you want something that you can program and play with and toy around with, I would probably get this. If you want something that's just proven and basic, then I would get this. Does it earn its spot? No, it's pretty much a replacement. It's not better or worse, I guess. So I'll keep it and I'll probably gift it, but it's pretty neutral on this. All right. The IFAK refill kit. So this one, I wanna love it so bad. Everything in here is actually pretty cool. Everything in here looks professional. Everything about this is legit, except I can't verify it. So with no dates, no expiration, and none of the QR codes able to scan, I can't verify it. Does it all look legit? Yes. But will I trust my life with it? Probably not. So this would be more for like a boo-boo kit type of thing, and it didn't send me the tourniquet. What the heck? So, fail. And there you have it. So also I wanted to remind you that there's two critical things that aren't here: water and power. You could probably get that too. I just didn't grab it. So I think this was 40, this was 20, this was 13, and this was also 20. So we're looking at like 75 bucks worth of stuff. You could probably spend another 20 and get a cheap power bank, and then probably another 20 and get a cheap water filter. But I was pretty impressed with the gear, I'm not gonna lie. Especially these two, dude. Why would you buy anything else? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Now remember, stay steady, stay sharp, and stay ready.